BioWare should make the Superman game. It looks like they just nailed the flight. Like,
Let me
what
tell
more do
you,
you
it's
want?
Taking far too long.
Look,
Is this what you
taking
want?
Far too
Yes.
long.
If you're going to do flying and you succeed, you are now obligated to make a Superman game.
Your girlfriend out here hitting on the bong. Ooh. Ooh.
Did you tweet, Ben?
No. I'm sorry. I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I kind of have to poop, but I think I'm going to sit on that one for the whole show.
What?
It's... If I went to go do it right now, it would be like 10 minutes before I was back. Like, it's got to gestate still. If it gets too bad, then that's fine. I'll just run upstairs, drop it out like a hot potato, and be back down. Are you live?
Yeah. We're live.
Sorry.
Sorry for what?
Episode
People love poop talk.
105 is streaming now. Twitch.tv/BaileyADS.
Oh, man.
Good thing I was not recording that.
Yeah, but it's live. You take it. I could take it from the screen. I'm gonna have to clip that.
Go ahead. /BaileyADS. All right, I'm recording now.
I've been recording. Scott, are you recording?
Hey, Scott. You there, bud?
What's up?
You recording?
Not yet. Hold on. All right. That's probably... This sounds legit, guys.
All right.
I've got my sources. I've got my notes. So I'm recording now, by the way.
All right, let's do a clap.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1.
Ooh. That was like perfectly in unison on my end.
Mine was pop, pop, pop.
Was the last word on your hip like?
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah.
They were
Holy
ripping
shit.
bones on Crucible Radio on the latest episode about that. It was really fucking funny.
Nice.
Scott, there's this gun. I wish that you would have played Mass Effect 2 and specifically bought this weapon pack that has this gun, because I think you would love it so much.
Is it a Gatling gun?
No,
Is it a rocket launcher?
It's an auto rifle,
Okay.
but it's not, because instead of everything else is full auto, this thing is single shot as fast as you can pull the trigger.
The Mattock?
And it's it's heavy. Like I'm
Okay.
sitting there being like ding 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 ding, just like
Yeah.
So it's like a Jacobs gun. In Borderlands 2, Jacobs has auto rifles like that, and the perk with Jacobs, because they're supposed to be like basically Tex Mechanica, like the cowboy guns in Borderlands.
yeah, I remember Jacobs.
Yeah, you can basically, they can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. So I was sitting there one day, like basically fan firing the fucking trigger button on my Xbox, like my 360, seeing how fast I could go, and I was burning things down with it. I'm like, Jesus, if you could like put a macro to this, it'd be fucking nasty.
Dude, it's great, and it's like so incredibly fast, like and
Yeah.
accurate. So you just like look at somebody and you're just like, turned up the difficulty, and the health bars are just like just like flying down.
Yeah. Dude,
My whole team has it.
I've been starting to get pretty good with sniping, and like Mass Effect will make you get good at sniping because it's rough at first, but like quick too. Like just like run out, hit your shot, duck back behind again. And I'm doing this in Mass Effect 1. I'm just like, what? Just because that game is so janky.
All right, guys, this is a test.
Of the emergency broadcast system.
No,
you beat me
I have
to it.
not looked at the show notes, and I don't think I'm going to until the show is rolling. So I'm gonna try and this is as winging it as we're gonna get.
You're gonna try and shoot from the hip.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, dude.
Do I change up the hello? Do I give him a salutations?
I don't know.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations, listeners. This is Barely ADS, the show where we shoot from the hip. I am your host, Det Ben Malone, and with me, my trusty sidekicks, the jam to my peanut butter. Actually, I'm the jam. You guys are the peanut butter on both sides. Slapshot
Oh.
Scott and Xanafan 711.
What's up, my dudes?
What's going on,
How's it
guys?
going? It's your boy Barely ADS. It's Band of the
Don't
Week.
forget to smash that like scribe. We gotta get that out of the way first.
Band of the Week brought to you by the board game Scrabble. Scrabble, the only place where you can actually get points for farting. Damper Band, not Damper Band, I just read the Bandcamp. Damper is the name of the band. You can find them at damperband.bandcamp.com. Love the harmonies on this music. Do you want your band on the show or your questions? Send us an email. Send it to barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com. Get a hold of us on Twitter at barelyads. Or go to our website, barelyads.com. From that, you can go into our Discord, or you can join our Destiny clan, or any of the things that I have previously mentioned. YouTube, Steve, did you do your homework and learn the name of your YouTube channel?
No, you don't get a name. That's what I'm saying.
You are wrong. Okay.
You have to search for me, I think.
No, I'm going to go to YouTube right now. And let's see. Det Ben Malone. There we go. That's my YouTube channel. It's Det Ben Malone. 18 subscribers.
Oh,
So I don't have a slash, but you can search for Det Ben Malone and find my YouTube channel. That's not where this is uploaded,
no, it's not.
but it's just to prove a point, everybody. How's it going, live chat? Remember,
search
we are
for Barely
streaming live
ADS.
at twitch.tv/barelyads, Friday nights at night. That's what time, just at night. It's after 9, that's for sure. Eastern, the only time zone. How dare you?
All right.
Patreon. Oh, did you find out the name of your YouTube channel?
Yes, it's Xanafan Bads.
There we go. So change the name to Barely ADS as soon as possible, and that's where you're going to find it. But until then, search for Barely ADS, and you can find that. Please give that YouTube channel a like. We get 100, we can get a little slash, and things will be so much easier. Steve will think our channel has a name. Please help Steve to learn YouTube by giving us 100 follows on our YouTube channel, or go to patreon.com/barelyads where you can get some great content. I've been kicking around a bunch of ideas.
Oh, yeah?
The biggest question is, how many can I get away with? It's all up to my wife. So you sign up for that Patreon. Hey, if I can be like, hey, look, I'll go get you a milkshake if you let me do this podcast. You know, sign up for that Patreon. We'll get as much content out to you as possible. I think me and Steve might be playing some fighting games against each other. So, and some videos that might be edited. I'm not promising you anything right now. I'm just throwing out what we are talking about. I might actually have to edit some videos and sit down and do something. iTunes reviews. I don't know.
Nope, not sure.
If we have any, we're going to read them next week because we didn't look. Two big asks for you listeners. Join the Discord if you're not already in there. Please come in and hang out. It's been great meeting everybody. I've been following everybody on Twitch, popping in, watching people. It's awesome. I love it. Love watching all of you play your video games. I love it when you guys pop into our Twitch and talk to us. And when you guys are just shooting the shit, sharing memes in our Discord. And please, if you have any friends that are into video games, not just Destiny, any games, and they just want to hang out and talk about games, maybe squad up with some people, get them into that Discord, tell them about the podcast. All right. This week at Bungie, brought to you by Beef Box, an assortment of beef in a box. The Last Word makes its return. I have not started the quest,
Me neither.
but I heard there's some very casual PvP elements to it, and some people are not happy. And for you, I say just effing play the game and you'll be fine.
Dude, I'm the worst PvP player out there. Bottom line, get good scrubs.
I'm just saying, I
Exactly.
do not like hand cannons, and I'm not good in PvP, and I got
That's
Ace of
right.
Spades. So
Yeah,
if
same here.
if
I'm
I can
fucking
get that
trash with
gun-
hand cannons.
yeah,
I got my
You
Ace
know
of
us.
Spades.
if you're new to
Fine.
the show, Scott and I, auto rifles, shotguns, just in your face, okay?
Yep.
None of this precision bull crap. I'm gonna spray you down with bullets. We
I
can
like
do
hand
it. You can
cannons.
too.
All right, so I played some PvP a little while ago, and I tried to use my tried and true SMG fighting lion combo and was not doing good. Super rusty.
Were you getting like just berated by Last Word?
No, it was before Last Word came out.
Okay.
Does, I was gonna say,
So-
is the entire Crucible just bap 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 right now?
No, but
I
then
hope it's just cowboys. I hope everybody out there with your Last Word is using your best Arthur Morgan. Okay.
that's
Everybody's
a good
dressed
boy.
up in their drifter.
They're all dressed up in
Gambit-
their Red Dead cosplay still.
Yeah. They're just running around fan
Dutch,
Yes.
I'm gonna get you with the last word, Dutch. Oh hell,
Good.
Arthur.
Arthur, you're a thorn in my side.
Well, Dutch, I'm gonna get the last word. That's not Arthur Morgan. That's just some random cowboy. Anyway, the Whisper Quest is now available at all times. That's right. If you need to finish
Yay.
your catalyst, you need to get in there and do what you need to do. The Whisper Quest is always available. And
Yep.
these
With any
are about
Lost
to,
Oasis public event.
Yeah. Now, there were some patch notes. Again, we read these things like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't know why everybody keeps talking about this like it's brand new. But if you want to listen to that, you can go back a couple of episodes ago. It's the one before the Steve and Fudd episode. So I think that's 4 episodes ago at this point. So,
Yeah.
gathering feedback about clans. Steve, do you want to tell me what's going on with the clans in the season of the Gambino, the
Yeah.
Drifty Boy season, Tokyo Drifter?
So
Drifty Boy season. Can I just petition that we call it that from now on? Just everybody calls it the season of the Drifty Boy.
Season of the Drifty Boy, coming up in what is that? Spring?
March,
Like-
I believe.
yeah, it's real soon.
Okay, so get your photoshops into us at barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com. Take anything from Fast and the Furious 3 and anything that has to do with the Drifter. Bam.
Oh God.
Sear it together and
I've
send
got
it to us.
A
Yes.
shitload of Drifter memes that
Yeah.
it just happened one day. We started just memeing the Drifter, and it's all super sketchy and horrible stuff. I don't think I can share them in our Discord, but
We need a Scott's
Maybe I'll share
NSFW channel in our Discord.
dude, maybe I'll share one of the more mild ones because these ones are pretty rough. It started with the Drifter seeing how many bricks of cocaine he can fit inside of a Vex Minotaur chassis, and it just went downhill from there. I told you, man, it was bad.
I'm reading
Because I
Tokyo
started,
Drift
and then
ones.
Gray Fox started.
Hey, listen. There's no wax on, wax off with drifting. You learn by doing it. The first drifters invented drifting out here in the mountains by feeling it. So feel it. Han explaining drifting.
Oh my gosh, can you just picture that in the drifter's voice? It would
There's
just
no
apply.
wax on, wax off with drifting.
The first drifters learned out here in the mountains by feeling it, brother.
Just replace every drifting with Gambit and leave drifters. There's no wax on, wax off with Gambit. You learn by doing it. The first drifters invented Gambit out here in the mountains by feeling it.
Give me those moats and I'll make you
All
rich,
right,
brother.
there we go. Bungie just needs to hire us to do their marketing from now on.
I honestly, the drifter could read any of these. What'd you
Yeah.
expect? You don't just play with fire. You soak the matches in gasoline.
This is fantastic, by the way. I just want to say.
Ben reads lines from Tokyo Drift as the drifter.
And
That's what you want? That's what you want out of a podcast?
dude, I think we just figured out who the drifter was before he was Resident Guardian. He was
was
the guy
Han.
from Tokyo Drift. Confirmed. It's confirmed.
Oh my god.
Anyways, we were doing a podcast here before we started making audio.
Life's
drifter
simple.
games.
You make choices and you don't look back.
Yeah. And like
Oh, this is great.
the family element to Fast and Furious, you have a family in Destiny. There's changes coming to clans. Their goals moving forward for clans. Is that strong? They want to make.
They just. What if this was his idle dialogue?
They just ripped off the script of Fast and Furious Tokyo.
It sounds like it. It might be.
Oh my god. I love it.
I'm sorry.
That's
what about-
amazing. Clans. So clans.
So good.
They have clan goals. The first of which is they want stronger clans in which you can meet new friends. And the second is more and better reasons to play with clanmates. So starting in Season 6, playing with clanmates will grant clan XP. Daily clan bounties will be removed from the game. In their place, there are now going to be 3 weekly clan bounties that require you to play with clanmates to complete. There will always be 1 PvE, 1 raid, 1 PvP bounty, granting legendary gear, and a, quote, big chunk of clan XP. As your clan levels, the rewards will get better. At rank 3, you will get mod components when completing a clan bounty. At rank 4, you get enhancement cores when completing a clan bounty. At rank 5, your clan gets, quote, Crucible and Strike catalysts have an increased chance of dropping when playing with clanmates, end quote. And you'll also be more likely to get the ones you don't already have. And then at rank 6, your clan unlocks a 4th weekly bounty. And then the last part of the TWAB, they're just talking about like inventory cleanup, nonsense stuff, stack sizes of things, whatnot.
I don't know if I'm a fan of this. It's kind of weird.
Of the clan stuff, I think that's dope.
Yeah, I like that
See,
you
I
get
don't-
like rewards that you actually want out of it.
I like the being able to complete the clan bounties because it rewards clans for being active, not just like everybody squads up and plays one night of the week and that's it. Like we always in my clan, we always end up maxing out our clan XP in like the second week of whatever season, regardless of it, because we have 30 something members that are always active on almost every night, varying times of the day. We have members in Europe, we have members here in the States and in Canada. So, somebody's always on, more or less, and always playing Destiny. With this,
Yeah.
it's going to be tougher when your schedules don't match up, and that's been a big problem for us lately because, like, half of us are working nights and the other half are doing, just like life changes. So,
Yeah, I could see it being better for bigger clans.
Yeah, you can bust
Such
all
as
this out in a night,
Barely
though, probably.
a Destiny clan.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. That's the other thing I don't understand is like they're looking for stronger clans. Like both, my own clan IAP and the bad clan, man. I don't think we've had problems. It's all solid people and everybody plays, So I don't know. Maybe we're the exception to the rule.
Yeah, well, our clan is like basically mostly on PC, But
yeah, a lot
our
of people
plays,
did move to PC.
but we do still have like an extremely active PS4 like community.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah, they're all playing PS4 with each other because everybody else that podcasts plays Xbox.
Yeah. So, clan stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
That's
dope.
Cool. You talked about all of it, rank 6 and all that.
Yeah, got all of it in there.
I'm sorry. I was too busy looking at quotes from Han from Tokyo Drift.
Jeez. This is
One
just gonna keep
primeval
going.
in exchange for knowing what a man's made of. That's a price I can live with.
That's
That's so
I,
good.
That's
I
totally
replaced
something I can see
primeval
Drifter
with car.
saying.
That's it. Or I
Yeah.
replaced car with primeval.
that's something I could totally see Drifter saying.
That's so good.
You know.
My drifter voice is probably not great, but whatever.
No, but these lines that we're making Gambit lines are fucking fantastic. So that can be overlooked.
Grab a chair. We're about to roast some marshmallows.
What?
On fallen corpses. Hey, Scott, you I wanted to text you the other night because I started watching Punisher.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Holy fuck. That first episode with the hammer.
Dude,
Oh my
it's
god.
fucking brutal. It is brutal.
Season 2, Ben, or season 1?
It's season 1. I started season 1
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah,
just like
dude. Season
watching-
1 is like there. It goes in parts where it like slows down and there's a bunch of character development, and then just like out of nowhere, it just
if you
turns and you're like, oh shit.
so I've been on an action movie kick. I just recently watched John Wick for the first time.
Oh.
But if you love John Wick, just watch the first episode of The Punisher.
Ben, did you
season
watch
1.
season
Like-
2 of Daredevil at all?
No, I did not, and now I'm like, oh,
You should
gosh,
probably start with the
is there a
first half.
recap?
You
I
should
think I'm
probably
gonna finish Punisher and then go back.
just
if
watch
I
the
really
prison
want more
scene.
Punisher.
Just watch the prison scene.
What episode of season 1 are you on, Ben?
Like 4 or 5.
Did you get to the one where he goes to the I think it's a dirty CIA agent's place,
Yeah,
and he
like
the
blows
dude's got
the hole in his knee.
the dude's got a gun on Frank, and he's just like, so he
Guns
gives
empty,
some long-
asshole.
Yeah, he just gives some long fucking speech and pulls the trigger and it clicks, and Frank's just like, "Guns
Spoilers
empty,
for-
asshole."
Spoilers for a show that's a couple years old, right?
Oh, that
For
season.
Punisher
probably
season
was
1.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so good. I'm on like episode 8 of season 2, and it's like a lot of people it's mixed for season 2. A lot of people were saying it was good. A lot of people were saying it didn't hold up. I think season 2 is just as fantastic.
I did too. I thought it was
I don't
really
think
good.
anything
Yeah,
can.
it's-
I'm
dude,
hoping
it's-
something can top that first episode because
Oh my
it was
God,
written
dude.
so incredibly well. Like that shot, just him holding the hammer over and over again and tightening his
Yep.
grip on it every single time they show it, and then just that coming to a head when he like cracks that dude in the spine, hits the dude in the face, like caves in the guy's skull, stabs
Yeah.
the guy in the leg with it. I was just like, holy shit.
Oh, there is a scene
Dude,
in
it
season 2.
gets so much
Scott,
like
did you see the episode with the Russian gym?
yes. Oh, we talked about that in Discord, I think, where the Russian gym scene. There was
Yeah,
the
we
one
can't
where-
really. That's spoilers for
Yeah.
season 2, which
I
just
don't-
came out. I'm just
don't
saying,
wanna
like,
say-
I think that's like what Ben wants out of
Yeah,
season.
no,
yeah.
there's gonna be
Like I
this
said,
one-
I just watched
There's gonna-
John Wick, so I'm just into people
Yeah.
dying brutally.
dude. I seriously, I don't
Mm-hmm.
fucking turn away from blood and gore, but there was the scene
Ooh,
Steve's talking about.
yeah,
He
it's-
just, I'm just like, oh god, that's just wow.
Yep.
I loved it. I was like, I don't know, the primal testosterone just came out when I was watching that. I was like, yes. Especially because
It's
we're watching
so
The
awesome,
Punisher and
man.
he's just like, like for no reason.
Yeah, he's just screaming at them.
Swinging hammers. Dude's a sunbreaker, that's for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah, he is. Good lord.
Oh man, I don't know. I was watching it and I was like, I gotta text Scott and tell him I finally watched it. But then I was like, I'll save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good. And I'm like I said, I'm episode 8 of season 2. I'm partway through that. I haven't gotten to like binge watch it and get through everything, and I'm just like, yeah, it's the same formula in season 2. Like they have a storyline and it starts off one way, and you're just like, oh, so they're going this way, and then it just goes sideways, and everything just fucking goes spiraling out of control, and you're just like, holy fucking shit, this is insane.
Yep.
That was goddamn.
So-
That show is dark as fuck.
Dude,
Yeah.
it might be one of my favorite things Marvel's ever put out. Like seriously, and I'm probably gonna get, I'd probably get some flack for that. I can't say it at work because I have a couple of friends at work who are like diehard Avengers fans. And if I said that, like, what do you mean Avengers? I'm like, no, dude, I'm not into like,
Avengers
the
is so
superhero thing.
popcorn.
It is. It's popcorn, and like I'm not into like that kind of. It's a good.
It's fun.
Series. It's fun, but it's one of those things where it's like if I want to really sit down and like watch something, I want to have to like sit and analyze it a little bit, and I also want that nasty, dark, like,
Avengers isn't making me feel stuff like the Punisher is.
Yeah,
like the Punisher makes me like
exactly,
think
man.
a lot, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like all the
It's
military
really,
stuff
really
is
good
ridiculous.
TV. All
Wait
of those
till-
shows.
Dude, wait till you get farther on and you like find out what happened with Frank's family and his whole military experience. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've watched quite a bit of it, so it's a great show.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And let me preface this by saying when I saw The Punisher, I was like, meh, like immediately, because I thought of the Punisher movie and how horrible that movie was, and this
Yep,
show
me
is
too.
fantastic.
It's
And
just so.
also,
Go ahead.
I was kind of like jaded on that actor because I hated him so much in Walking Dead, which is
He's good, man.
Yeah.
yeah, no, he's
He's
a good
really
actor. That's
good.
why I didn't like him, because his character was such a douchebag that I was like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's great in The Punisher.
Well, this guy is the same character as in Walking Dead, but with honor instead of without honor.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts, dude. It's funny too you say that because like we talk. Me and Sire's a big comic book guy, big Marvel guy, huge Spider-Man fan, and so like me and Gray Fox are sitting there. We're playing Destiny one night. And he's like, yeah, like Sire was just talking up the Punisher to us the night before, and we're just like, eh. And then, so I log on and I'm playing with Gray Fox. He's like, yo. So I started watching the Punisher. I'm like, yeah. He goes, dude, it's fucking amazing. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? He goes, yeah. He goes, usually Eric loves everything Marvel puts out, so you have to take everything he says with like a grain of salt, because I watched a couple other ones and I'm like, man, this really sucks. I'm not going to continue watching this series.
like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, there was a
that show
there's a
sucks.
handful. He's like, there's some that
It got
really
better
suck. He's
later.
He's like,
I
"Oh,
remember.
Punisher, man. He's like, Punisher's good. So I'm like, all right, we'll fire it up. See, and I think I watched the first episode, and like it was the same thing. I'm just like, what's going on here? Oh my god, he just killed the
Yeah.
guy with a hammer.
It pays off so well. That first episode's just like a great standalone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like, "Oh, I made a fan film, like Punisher short film," I'd be like, "This is incredible."
Well, like you
It's-
guys
it's-
seriously need to watch the first half of Daredevil season 2 because the villain is the Punisher in the first half of that season.
Yeah, I looked up some stuff. That's what I said. I think I'm gonna finish Punisher and go back and watch it like a prequel.
Super
So-
good. And then the second half is Elektra, so you don't even really need to watch the second half if you're not into that.
Something else that Scott's into is Titanfall, which has some news.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, you wanna
Oh.
take it away?
Yeah. So I played some other stuff recently, and I'm sure we'll get into a little bit of that after. But that caused me to go back and play some Titanfall 2. And everybody I was, in Discord harassing the ever-living fuck out of everyone to buy this game because it is on the PlayStation 4 sale, or the big sale that they do every year. $10 for the full version of the game. It's absolutely amazing. They have tons of crazy movement in it. It's fun. It's a lot of PvP, but they also have a horde
It's
mode.
60 frames per second.
Dude, it's
And it's got dedicated servers.
It's so fucking good. And I mean, I'm not like huge on the PvP portion. I love playing the Horde mode, but anything with giant robot combat is amazing. The campaign was really fucking good. So I'm talking to Sire and Gray Fox in there. We're in Fire Team, and I was talking to him about this, and Sire's like, "Oh yeah, I think I downloaded that, and I've been like working through it when I'm not playing Destiny." And so then he tells me, he goes, "Oh hey, I found this thing that says Respawn might be hiring for Titanfall 3." Excuse me? So I punched it into Google, and of course, an article on GearNuke.com comes up. I thought this was going to be the big news for Titanfall. They said it's likely going to be. This is GearNuke forecasting, basically surmising what was on, or what they think, and they said it's probably going to be within the next 3 years, because there are multiple job listings on the Respawn site.
3 years?
Well, here's the reason why. They're listing multiple jobs, and it says Titanfall right next to them, much like the Activision was hiring, or Activision and Bungie were hiring for Destiny 2, and it's specified that game. It's likely within the next 3 years because, as we mentioned, I think last week, Respawn got the nod from Disney, whoever has the licensing rights for Star Wars, to do a Star Wars game, and they're scheduled to release Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order, I think is the name of it, this year, 2019.
Yeah, that's why 3 years just seemed quick to me.
Yeah,
actually.
So it may be. I mean, I'm honestly really hoping that they take their time with Titanfall 3, and they're smart with releasing it, because whoever was in charge of the release schedule for Titanfall 2 royally screwed it. They put Titanfall 2, which is a smaller title, and people said, "Oh, well, it's a AAA game. What are you talking about? It's big." No, it went up against a Battlefield game. I think it was a Call of Duty game, and Star Wars Battlefield 2, or Battlefront 2. It got, it was very underrated.
Yeah.
There's still like tons of reviews where it's like 97%. Favor. People still love it. I mean, we were just talking in Discord today, and our buddy Quack, I make him Quack, said one of his favorite shooter games of all time, and I got to agree with him on that. So, of course, I'm looking up sources for this before the show, and here's the big news that I found today. So apparently, and this is a rumor, it comes from YouTuber The Quartering. He had a video with a 6-minute disclaimer ahead of time saying, "I've contacted Respawn. I'm waiting to get the official." But supposedly, Respawn and EA are releasing a Titanfall Battle Royale game. It's going to be called Apex Legends or something similar to that. It's going to be announced tomorrow, according to the rumor. Saturday, February 2nd.
Okay.
So we'll see if it's true by the time you're listening
Yeah,
to this.
it's going to launch Monday the 4th. And basically, the information that was available, teams of 3, so it's going to be 3v3. It's going to be a mix. It's designed to be a mixer compared to, by people who have played the game or played testers, whatever, a mix of Call of Duty Black Ops and Rainbow Six Siege. It is from Respawn, so it's going to have much of the same characteristics and qualities of the Titanfall series that made it so popular. It's going to be part of the Titanfall universe, so we could see Jack Cooper and BT hanging out there, or some of your favorite or least favorite faction people, Blisk and friggin' Ash, and I'm trying to think who else. Which factions you can pledge to. Supposedly it's going to be free to play, and the cosmetic items or the microtransactions in it will be cosmetic items. So this is interesting, and if this is true,
it's
man,
the Fortnite model.
It is, and I mean, as much as I've discussed this in Discord with some people already. Like, my distaste for Fortnite is twofold. It's the various mechanics in the game that I'm not a fan of, but there's also like the whole like everybody overhyping a cultural phenomenon now. It's like I don't really care about that. You can polish a piece of shit all you want. It's still going to be a piece of shit in my. But this is going to be big.
Yeah, this sounds amazing. Like,
it sounds fucking awesome. And I mean, anyone who's played Titanfall 2, they know how the worlds are. I mean, it's not as huge and gorgeous as like Anthem per se, but it's fast, it's fun. The gunplay feels great. I mean, this is like on par with Destiny in my opinion as far as movement and gunplay go.
So how do the mechs play in with the battle royale though?
That's what I'm not sure. I'm wondering if it's going to be pilots only. But at the same time, if it's going to be in a pilots only, then why,
Why
why not?
Titanfall?
Exactly, why Titanfall? Because people played Titanfall for the Titans,
mechs,
the
yeah.
mechs,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, if it works similar to the PvP mechanic in Titanfall, you basically get in and you get your kill streaks and stuff like that. It's sort of like building up your super in Destiny, right? For those familiar with Destiny, Titanfall, you get in, you play, you get your kills, complete objectives. If it's like control or whatever, and then once you get to the point where your like super meter basically is full, you'll get a transmission over the radio that says, "Hey, your Titan's ready to drop," and you basically press down on the D-pad and you hear one of the guys in the drop ship shout, stand by for Titanfall. Titan drops out, you jump in, you can go like blow shit up with a giant robot, or
That's probably how it's gonna work, man. You're
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
I'd
gonna be in
imagine.
the middle of battle royale, and you just hear "Stand by for Titanfall," and then you're just like, "Oh, if you can get there, it's yours." Because also, if you're in that, it's really obvious where you're at.
Yeah.
yeah,
Also,
And there's no-
you could just have it be the same, where kills get you to your Titan faster, and staying alive gets you to your Titan.
I don't know
Yeah.
if giving everybody a Titan is the best way of doing that.
come on,
I th-
man. You
I
don't
think
Why not?
I think
like-
it would be cool to do it like a in PUBG like they do with the crates, where they're just like, oh, there's like a bunch of good shit, and you can see it like coming down. You know where it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like, hey, there's a Titan incoming in 30 seconds, like Titan incoming in a minute, like at this
Well-
location. So then you can kind of fight over it, get in the Titan, and go wreck some shop. But also, if you're doing that, everyone's just gonna turn and look at you and try and kill you.
Yeah.
It's real hard to when you're pilot only to take on a Titan. Like that's happened to me a few times. I've gotten either shot out of my Titan, I've had to respawn, or I've had
But
to.
that's the fun of it. You
basically
got to earn
drop
it.
in. It's,
And then-
it's tough, dude. There's
but if
there's
it's a
only
lot of
couple
people,
ways.
if it's a lot of people, then everyone's going to be turning on that one Titan to be like, hey, I know that I'm in a war against you, but also I need to kill this Titan and you need to help me.
It could be.
Mhm.
Here's the thing though, is like, and they didn't specify if the Titans, the 5 classes of Titan are returning from Titanfall 2 or if it's changing any. I would assume it's going to be similar because I think there's 5 of them: Ion, Scorch, Ronin, Northstar, Legion, and Monarch. Now, and within even the lore, like in the campaign at Titanfall 2, one of the prime objectives for the main Titan in that campaign, BT, is to like form a bond with the pilot. So it's not just like this piece of military hardware dropping. Like it's supposed to be your Titan. You're
Yeah.
supposed to have a bond with that particular Titan. So like whether or not they're going to change that, I'm not sure.
Then just make it like a beacon that everyone runs to, and then like you pick whatever Titan for your class, and you run
Right.
over, hit the beacon, and then it'll call your Titan down.
Because I think that's the other thing too, is you have pre-selected loadouts in Titanfall 2 at least with PvP. You can set up your different loadouts and stuff with guns and whatever, and your pilot, and then you go to your Titan. You can set up different stuff for the Titan. Titan, perks and there's a few things you can change around. Like for me, I play Legion, so I always get the extended mag for the Predator cannon because I just want to fucking shoot everything with a Gatling gun.
Titan through and through.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
It's so if this is true, it could be really cool. We're gonna find out. At the time that the video was posted, I think was a couple hours ago. At this point, the dude who's the main guy at the quartering said that he's waiting for the official confirmation from Respawn. As to how specific he can get, because he had a couple inside sources, and he obviously said they're going to remain anonymous, but they shared this with me. So go check out that video from him just to get all the details. But it sounds like it's going to be legit, and I mean, it could be really cool. Honestly, I would love to have a, battle royale Titan mode where it's just like everybody starts out as pilots, and then you get to a certain point in the round, and it's just like, all right, stand by for Titanfall, and then you just get fucking mechs everywhere.
Even if they
crazy,
just
man.
did like, hey, if you make it to the last 10, a bunch of mechs drop and the map like opens back up or something.
Right.
Man, that's awesome.
It's fucking hype, man. I'm so excited because I've just started playing that again. Like, I tried to download the Destiny update last night, and it took forever, so I got bored, and I'm like, I'm gonna go play some Titanfall.
Titanfall?
Yeah, I was just playing. I'm like, man, this is just such a good game. So hearing this today is pretty exciting. If it's legit, if it's true, I think it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a boatload of fun.
Awesome. You know, it's not a boatload of fun.
What?
What
happened with Metro Exodus PC version? So I don't like that that Metro did this. What they did was they basically were like, Metro Exodus PC version is now exclusive to the Epic Games Store. This information was obtained from PC Gamer. So basically, what happened is, I said if you pre-ordered it on Steam, you'll still get your game and you can still get updates over there, but you can't buy it on Steam anymore.
Yep.
And it just went to Epic Games.
And now it's cheaper.
Good Guy Epic is starting to not be such Good Guy Epic. I was listening to Kind of Funny Games Daily this week. And somebody wrote in basically talking about all the problems with the Epic Game Store compared to Steam. And they're right. Epic Game Store is selling you a subpar service as opposed to Steam. So I could see from a consumer point where you're like, I don't give a shit that they're giving a higher paycheck to the developers, because there's actually some kind of shady shit with that too. I don't remember. Maybe I'll do some more research and we can do an expose. But yeah, I don't know. Just basically, if you look at the Epic Game Store, there's like the services like being able to like user reviews, controller support for games that don't actually have controller support, like shit like that. Like Steam has been around for a long time and has done a lot of good things. And Epic is kind of just like a shitty store.
Yeah, because it's brand new.
Yeah, so like it has the opportunity to be good, but I don't know.
It's an exclusivity window of a year.
It seems so strange.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I from a consumer standpoint, I'm looking at my taskbar right now. I've got Battle.net and Discord and Origin and Twitch, and I don't have the Epic Game Store because I don't have anything from there.
No.
And I think I have a GOG client too somewhere around here, and I got Steam. It's too many clients.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like everybody has their own client anymore. Every publisher.
Yeah. Oh well, can't Discord launch from anything? Maybe I'll just do that.
You can launch a lot of stuff through Discord. Yeah.
Fucking Discord, love you, bud. Discord, you're my bae out here. Everybody, put your games on the Discord store. So that's a weird thing about Metro Exodus, but also Metro Exodus looks like a fun as fuck game. So I might have to hop over to the Epic store and fucking buy that shit.
It's $10 cheaper on the Epic store.
It is. It's only $50. Look, I'm gonna find the darkness in the Epic store. Scott, you with me? You're gonna hunt down the story and
Hey,
trash these Fortnite fucks.
So I was listening to Easy Allies today, and they broke down the math actually, and Metro Exodus would get $42 per game sold on Steam, and they'll get $44 per game from the Epic Store, even with the price cut. So, but the conversation to be had there is they would probably sell more copies if they were on Steam.
Oh yeah, Steam. Isn't Steam like the #1 online PC?
Well, it was like the only one basically for 15 years.
That's my favorite thing though. Is they're like, y'all want to play Half-Life 2? Got to play it on Steam. So my solution, and I think I've said it before, Steam. You want to get everyone back? Make Half-Life 3. That's all you got to do. Done.
Yeah.
Bring them all back.
Simple enough.
Yep.
Use
Simple
the
enough.
same strategy that started on Steam. Be like, hey, Steam, Half-Life 3, what up, biatch? And then all the kids that are young and just play Fortnite are like, what's Half-Life?
Exactly. Because they haven't made a game in like 15 years.
They haven't made a game that we want to play. They did that card game that they made
Uh-huh.
is tanking really hard.
Oh, I didn't even know they made a card game, so.
It's what is it? It's the Dota card game.
Oh, that sounds lame.
I forget what it's called. We talked to Nips about it on Potato Thumbs a while ago.
Oh, is that Gwent or whatever?
No, it's
No.
not Gwent.
Gwent's
That's what I
the
know.
Gwent's the Witcher card game.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I know he's always playing. He's talking about.
Yeah.
But the daily players are like so ridiculously low. Like I heard somebody talking about, and they were like, you wait 20 minutes for a match to play against the same person you just played.
Ugh.
Ugh, that's
Yeah.
rough.
That's-
NetEase strikes again by partnering with Detroit Become Human developer Quantic Dream. Information obtained from Eurogamer. Not much to say other than this. This is the people that brought you Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and other just tone deaf as fuck games like Detroit Become Human.
Yep. Story driven, dark.
I don't know, man. I thought that Heavy Rain, we played that. It was me and Gray Fox back in the day. We played that on PS3, and that was fucking brutal.
Yeah, Heavy Rain's the only one I haven't played. I
don't-
haven't played Detroit either, actually.
I want to play
yeah.
Detroit.
I played some
haven't
of
played
Beyond Two
Detroit.
Souls, but I've watched some stuff from Detroit, listened to a lot. I'm just like, what's this guy's name? Luke Cage?
I don't
Was
know.
that his name? The guy who writes these things? I don't remember. Something Cage.
Johnny
Dude.
Cage?
I almost said it. Takes off sunglasses. Yeah, I don't know. The guy writes such weird shit, but it's cool. I would like to see those
Yeah.
games somewhere else.
So they're basically turning from a second party developer for PlayStation. They were independent but only made PlayStation exclusives to now a third party developer.
See, I feel like look 10 years down the line, we're going to be like, yeah, Activision, EA, we we got Bethesda out here, NetEase, Bungie, like I don't know. I think NetEase is going to be one of the companies that we talk about like on a regular basis as just
Yeah.
somebody in the video
This
game industry,
giant
like
Chinese
giant
powerhouse.
publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
So-
kind of see games going in the same kind of route as like the music industry did.
Dude, I'll be playing Destiny 4 on the NetEase store.
Yeah, where like there's still going to be
Another
publishers and you can still buy physical and stuff like that, but for the most part, everything will be self-published eventually. Like that's the
On the
route.
NetEase store. Self-published from NetEase.
Honestly, I think it's going to be Google, Apple, and Amazon.
Ugh.
That would actually make more sense. I don't know.
Just all your media comes from those three places.
Christ, that's a
And Viacom will own them all.
I was just gonna say, and then we got like Viacom and
Well, because eventually you're not going to need a gaming console. You're
does
just going to
anybody own
stream
Disney?
everything.
no, Disney is its own
Yeah.
entity, I believe.
So you're gonna have Viacom and Disney. They're the only two companies in the entire world that make any entertainment.
That's kind of terrifying.
Yep.
So let's see. My Anthem download has finished.
Nice.
So
On PC?
yeah.
Heck
How
yeah,
else
dude.
would I have just checked that?
This is true. Your PlayStation's not on there. You got it on Switch?
What?
Just kidding.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I have not played any Anthem, but I'm looking forward to hopping in.
I can finally talk about it. And Scott, you played it too.
Dude, so shout out to my buddy Legs, Sean, our clan meme lord. I mentioned something about said, maybe I'll try and get on. I hear they're having server issues. Maybe I'll try and get on because I had to stay up last Saturday night for to reset my clock for work.
Mm-hmm.
And at 7:30, I get a message from Legs saying, "Here's a friend code. Here's what you do. By the way, if the game gets caught loading at like 80 to 95%, cancel the application. Like, shut down the application, relaunch it. It'll let you back in." Really? Yeah. Sure as shit every time. So I played for 4 hours last weekend, like at night.
Mm-hmm.
No interruptions, and I had a fucking blast.
Yeah. I heard rumor about like the issues that they're having. Basically, what it boils down to is this is a demo, which means it's not a beta. They don't give you like a piece of the build or whatever. They're like hand-picked parts of the game to put into not even a stress test. The servers weren't the issue. It's that this is a quickly thrown together piecemeal portion of what Anthem is. Whereas, so knowing spaghetti code, there's going to be a lot of issues because they're just like, it's like if a Destiny demo were a strike, a PvP map, and like the first encounter of the raid, and they just made its own application with just those three parts.
The beta?
Yeah. But like...
But worse.
Yeah, but because it's all built on a PvE, like, giant world built thing. Like, Destiny is made to be in parts. This game is more cohesive.
Yeah, it's interesting because what Steve's talking about is basically, it seems like it, like I was walking around there like social space. I call it the tower because it looks exactly like the tower in parts.
Fort Tarsus.
Yeah, Fort Tarsus, and as you're like walking around, there's NPCs you can talk to, but when you go to talk to them, they say like idle dialogue to you, and then you get the little message that says like this is only available in the full game. So there's stuff there that they basically took like a piece of the game and they put it out there. Now that said, the first couple missions that they give you to play in this particular game, coupled with some of the other stuff, like I'm looking at this going, man, I'm so fucking confused as to what exactly is going on here.
Yeah.
Just let me get in my Iron Man suit, shoot at things, which is where the fun started, I don't know. It's I really liked it. I thought it was the game itself was fun.
Yeah. And I'm getting really sick of the Destiny killer thing. The best example of what that I can use to describe it is it's more like an amalgamation of Warframe, Monster Hunter, and what was it? Diablo.
Well, it's interesting because I've heard something similar, and I think the best comparison I can make was like it's a combination of like Destiny, Monster Hunter, Warframe, and what was the last? I think it might
Diablo.
Maybe it was Diablo, but with guns.
Yeah. The only thing that makes it like Destiny is that there's loot and there's guns. That's it. Like that's really the only similarity.
It's got some overtones, like I think we talked about it previously once when Steve played it, like the alpha. I think it's you're the last of mankind. You're fighting some enemy faction, and there's it's a crazy world with a bunch of aliens and stuff on it. The game itself was absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't believe how beautiful this game was. I was playing through it on my like PS4 with my like 4-year-old TV. It's not even 4K or anything. I'm just like, this is pretty amazing.
How's it control?
Control-wise, they felt a little sloggy at first, so it was kind of clunky. But once I got the hang of it, I started like chaining stuff together. So like you go from like flying to hovering to ADS and shooting, and then like back to flying and stuff. It takes a little bit of getting used to. I was firing homing rockets instead of throwing grenades, and I was throwing grenades instead of like meleeing stuff. So it got dicey quick. The respawn mechanic is confusing as hell. It definitely some work because I died and I'm mashing square to respawn. It wouldn't let me respawn. I mean, overall, as far as the game goes, I only got to play with the Ranger class. I'm hoping to get on and play with the other classes, or at least the Colossus. Yeah, at least the Colossus. Once we get off the podcast here, but it's interesting because like I've heard a couple different places talk about it already.
It's getting a lot of hate.
I've heard 50-50, right? Like Mark Turcott, former Guardian Radio, and The Enthusiast Life, their current episode, he talked about it. He basically said like he loved it. He gushed about it for a good 20 or 30 minutes, whereas Dan and Mitch from Gaming in Hell, they kind of had a little bit different view on it. They weren't as big of fans. They're like, the game's fun to play and it's gorgeous, but I just don't really like it. I think Dan said it feels soulless because he's not sure what the story is, and there's not really much going on there. And I kind of saw that. Like I was having fun playing it, but I'm just like, man, there's some
It's
stuff.
just the demo. You're just getting the gameplay.
They don't even
BioWare,
give you the
That's
introduction.
what it's gonna be.
If there's
I
one
really
thing I have
doubt
faith
that
in,
BioWare is
yeah.
going to get you with the story.
Yeah,
Right.
if there's one thing I have faith in is that BioWare can create a world like no one else. A rich, deep back lore if you want it. There's probably going to be tons of codex entries to read.
Look, I could
Oh,
tell
yeah,
you
just
a
walking around
paragraph
the-
about the Fallen. I could write like a couple pages about the Asari in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like I just know so much. Just playing the damn game, not even trying to like read codex entries. I've never read a single codex entry in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Just walking around Fort Tarsis, there was stuff like books on tables and things you could pick up. Of course, you can't pick them up because it was the demo. It says this content is only available in the full game, so you can't read it. But there's stuff I imagine you're gonna like pick it up and read it. And it's gonna reveal some stuff about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll talk to some interesting people.
Yeah, there's definitely some interesting NPCs. The bartender was kind of funny, and then
Okay.
yeah, Amal the bartender was kind of funny, and then they have the Zoe, I think is her name. She's like the Titan mechanic. Or
The
not
javelin
Titan
mechanic?
She's the javelin mechanic. Yeah, she's basically Amanda Holiday, but for Iron Man. She had some cool. She was a
She's
pretty
Jarvis?
cool character that I liked. Yeah.
Not actually
trying to think.
Jarvis. Jarvis performs
No.
both roles. Got it.
Who was the one? There was a character who, like a female character who talked to you in the missions. Steve, I don't remember her name, but they're
I
like
don't know.
talking over the radio.
Yeah, that's one thing that is really fantastic. They're like, all right, so you have interactions with the tower in Destiny. You have interactions with your ghost in Destiny. When you're being talked to in a BioWare game, it's like, I don't know, the voice acting I think is just better. It's better directed, maybe, voice acting. It just feels more cinematic to me.
I will say the thing that got me on back playing Titanfall was playing the Anthem closed beta or closed demo, whatever they're talking about, because visually a lot of the same stuff from the campaign, like the enemies were hard to see, right? Like with Destiny, the enemies are right there, just like, look, there's those fallen dregs, those fucking idiots are wearing purple on like the white snow. Let's go bullseye a few of them. This is gonna be funny.
Yeah.
And so you're shooting them from like 1,000 yards out or whatever and laughing about it. It was much harder. Just the enemies, they blended with the surroundings. They seemed to move smarter. Like the AI seemed a little bit smarter than some of the AI in Destiny, which was interesting. I think overall it's gonna be a real good game, but it's just one of those things where like I want to see more of it. Very cautiously optimistic about it.
Yeah. Ben, your interactions with the Elusive Man in Mass Effect 2, are they not like some of the best voice acting like cutscenes?
Well, it's
that
Martin
you-
Sheen.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
a real actor. Not that voice actors aren't real actors, but it looks good because it's modeled after him too.
Yeah.
You guys want to move on to listener questions?
Let's do it.
Yeah, sure.
Brought to you by Cosmodrome Vodka.
Yep.
Go ahead, Steve.
Have you ever tried distilling vodka in sub-zero temperatures?
No.
We tried that at the Hellas Basin on Mars. Trust us when we say it didn't work. In fact, a few smelly hunters still have their tongues stuck to Rasputin's core. Seriously, hunters are so dumb. Unfortunately, we have no new vodka flavors for you this week due to the polar vortex affecting 70% of the cosmos. Warmer days are on the horizon though, so we'll definitely get back to the vodka science soon. In the meantime, please continue to use our most popular code, #FuckboyPaul, and our new code, #FuckTheLastWord. It's not that we hate everyone's favorite hand cannon, we simply don't believe in a true last word since nobody on Twitter ever shuts the F up. How are we supposed to conduct our daily prayer session to the great taken sigmoid flexure in the atmosphere if our Twitter notifications keep dinging every 2.4 seconds? Yeesh. Anyways, we leave you now with the news that our seasonal casual employees continue to spurn their work for piloting javelins. Even our lawyer Laszlo is bananas for the awesomeness of the javelins. We may need a new and more mature law firm. Until next time, Guardians, remember, in Cosmodrome Titan, the Hive In Cosmodrome Titan, the Hive Witch ritual will never effing show up for you.
Sounds
There we
like it's a little personal over there.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that was oddly specific.
All right, #pound fuck the last word. Laz wants to know, is there any game you've wanted to get 100% of the trophies / achievements from? And if so, what game was it? Mass Effect 2.
Yeah,
I wanted to do that too.
I never
I
did,
never
though.
did. No.
Mass Effect games, getting like all the achievements or like getting the platinum, it's so much work. It's like beat this game 8 times.
Yeah, you get to play it like on the insanity modes, and I just don't have fun with those.
No.
That's some crazy shit, man. That's actually one of the other, not to backpedal, but one of the other things I heard about Anthem was the end game. And I'm kind of wondering about that.
The embargo for that comes up in like mid-February, I think.
Oh, nice. So
I heard Fran Mirabella talking about it a little bit. He said he got to play some endgame and he's excited to share what he got to experience.
Fair enough. I think that's good news. I would, as far as 100% in games, man, it's both Destinies, Borderlands, and of course Titanfall.
Have you 100%ed all of them?
I haven't, because I don't have the fucking time, and also I'm not great at people. So.
Is there any game that you have 100%ed?
Yes. 2.
What? Not platinum. 100%ed.
I'm trying to think.
Well, like
I don't know.
Vanilla
Spider-Man doesn't count unless you 100%ed that
I
game.
did 100% Spider-Man.
You beat all those challenges,
Yes.
like on the best rank.
Yeah. For Vanilla Spider-Man, I did 100%.
All right. I have one game, and you guys are you will never in a million years guess which game I 100%ed.
Skate 2.
No. Tony Hawk's Underground.
Oh, I was on the right track.
Oh, really?
Now, let me tell you what's ridiculous about this. Tony Hawk's Underground has manual challenges where you have to manual from one place to another on some random ass path, and I did all of them. It's the only game I've ever 100%ed that was like insane. Like I 100%ed like the Walking Dead Telltale game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
but like you have to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like this, oh god, so hard. I just remember finishing it. It was the Vancouver level when I finally finished it, doing some dumb manual on top of a quarter pipe. Is the gaps? That's what it was. Manual gaps.
Yeah. I remember you working on that. You were raging more than
GameCube.
I've ever seen you rage.
Yeah, dude, you had a manual for like ever.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell people I'm the best Tony Hawk Pro Skater player there ever was,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, breaking 1,000,000 points in the first Tony Hawk and 100%ing a game that has manual gaps in it.
Yeah.
I know the game's inside and out. You'll never beat me. Never. Downright circle.
Yeah. I'm probably going to want to 100% God of War when I play that game. If the game is really good, I'm going to try. I know it's extremely difficult.
I was like, good luck. 'Cause
Either
the
that or I'll
harder-
be like, nah,
I turned
screw
the
this.
difficulty up 1 and was like, this is unplayable. It's not that normal difficulty is that hard. It's just they're like, oh, you want to turn it up? We'll really turn it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like
I've heard it turns into like
Big
Dark
moment.
Souls God of War.
there's some areas like the Misty area that's like you just kind of make runs at it.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's really hard to 100%. You have to do a shit ton of grinding in it. Like
Wow.
there's weirdly like some really really grindy part to God of War if
Yeah.
you want. I realized what it was and was like, never mind.
Yeah. The problem is, I probably won't. Like, if it's like that, I probably won't because I still have 200-hour RPGs to play in my backlog after that.
Yeah, just play it as a story game. You don't need to.
Yeah.
You don't need to 100% that game.
But I do plan on going back and doing New Game Plus Spider-Man because that game is just too. It's just fun.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's just fun. Next question, though.
Dat Boy Malone.
I spelled it wrong. It
What
works.
game have you beaten the most times?
Mass Effect 1.
This one is not Mass Effect for me.
Hmm.
It's Resident Evil 5.
Really?
Because you could get, there's some way that you could get infinite ammo for like all the guns in that game, and I did that. Like I think I may have 100%ed that game as well. I've played through that game at least like 10 or 12 times. I really, really, really loved Resident Evil 5, mostly because of the co-op mercenary mode. Which
you
is
gonna play-
infinitely better than the co-op mercenary mode in Resident Evil 6, because that one caps off at 1,000,000 points, and it's not a freaking battle to see how long you can survive and get a high score. It's how fast you can get 1,000,000 points, and that's stupid.
Are you gonna play Resident Evil 2 remake?
If I get the money for it.
I want to watch you play Resident Evil 2, as like you are probably the biggest Resident Evil fan that I know.
Weirdly got like Resident Evil grew on me really strangely, because I started with 4. I went 4, 5, 1, 6, 7. Now I'm gonna go back to 2.
So you just need to play Code Veronica and 3.
Yeah, I've fucked around with some of those, and I hate the tank controls so much. The only reason I really love Resident Evil 1 is because it's mostly just a puzzle game.
Well, and 2 is like that. It's more like 1,
Yeah,
but with the controls of 4.
Like if you've never played the first Resident Evil, pick it up on PS4. It's scary, like legitimately will terrify you, and it's so dumb. But the puzzles are great. And don't look up any guides for it because it's defeating the point.
Yeah.
It's a lot of backtracking and remembering. Like I don't know, it's really cool. And it's a game that like the encounters are so simple and so like sparse
And
that
it's-
you can play it with somebody. There's just like one person drives.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's
It's
really
intuitive
great.
too. It's not like, some of the weird stuff we see, like the raid puzzle in Destiny, right? Or something like that. Like you see what it is and you see that, you
It's
kind of
like-
like put 2 and 2 together. It's easy to figure out. I mean, not easy, but it's one of those things where it's kind
Yeah.
of intuitive. You're like, okay, 1
Like
to 2, 3 to 4, and you're like, figuring out the steps. Whatever.
there's like one where there was a tall man with a long sword and a short man with a short sword. And it was like the tall man was stabbing the short man through the stomach, and the short man was stabbing the tall man through the head. It was a painting next to a clock. And that was supposed to signify to you to make the clock say 12:30, like move the hands on it. It's like shit like that,
Yeah.
where you're like, damn, like that's very awesome. I don't know. What game, Scott? What's the game you beat the most times?
I was trying to think about this. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Maybe Borderlands 2?
Just played it over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's for a real long time. I was just get like through a game, like, all right, I'm done. back.
Yeah.
I
I
could
might
get
have.
halfway through and just be like, this game sucks. I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah.
I'd fucking dump it.
I think that's the curse with playing a game a second time. It's like you usually play a game 1.5 times.
Hmm.
Unless it's Mass Effect.
Yeah. Well, Mass Effect, there's just like any game where I can be like, there's different shit that happened this time. I'm gonna do it that way.
Yeah. I think maybe to give Mass Effect a challenge would probably be the Super Nintendo Power Rangers beat 'em up game. Because this is the first game I ever beat, and once I
yeah.
beat it, I was like, I can beat a game, so I'm going to beat it a bunch of times. And that was like a 2 hour, it was like you beat it in 2 hours kind of game.
Dude,
Yeah.
if we're going with that, I would say probably like old, you know, Super NES and like Sega games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyper Heist. Beat that a bunch of times. My brother and I would just get in and be like, "Yo, let's go fuck some shit up."
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean that stuff counts.
Yeah.
there was that Streets of Rage. That was Streets of Rage 2. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That was a blast. My brother and I loved playing that back in the day, and
There's a Streets of Rage sequel coming
Hours.
out, right?
for like current gen,
Yeah.
I saw a video, and I don't
I think
know
it's
that it.
4. I want to say it's Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, because Streets of Rage 3, they had some other stuff, kind of weird, but it was still good.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's coming out on Switch.
All right,
That's
follow up question,
Oh, man,
guys.
that makes me sad.
Mhm.
Follow up from Gorilla Golf. What's a game that you could never beat?
And make it one that you tried to beat and just never could do it.
Okay, I was gonna say like every Mario game
Yeah.
I've never beaten. One that I can never beat is Outlast. It's a horror survival game.
Mm-hmm.
There's no guns. You just have to get through it, and I can't do it. It's too scary.
Oh, man. Mine
I'm
was...
fine with really scary if I can shoot stuff. If I can't, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, because it's just jump scare simulator.
Yeah. Mine would probably be the Aladdin game from Super
it's like-
Nintendo.
You could say any platformer on Super Nintendo, and I'll never beat it.
Because, well, I'm probably going to beat Celeste. That one's beatable.
Cuphead.
Those games, like, I've realized they're very beatable, but it just takes doing it over and over and over again. You basically have to memorize your routes and things like that.
The first boss in Hollow Knight, I failed like 20-something times.
Yeah,
And it takes like 2 or 3 minutes to get back to it.
right. And Hollow Knight has, like, attacks and stuff like that. Like, the Aladdin game, any game where you basically just jump is just way harder.
Yeah, any game where you just jump and land on top of people is bullshit. Why would you make games for kids that hard?
Well, we're all better for it. Kids today don't know the struggle.
Kids today with your aim assist, your Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd have to toss it up between either the original Jurassic Park game for Sega,
Mm-hmm.
because there was just points where I got to, and then I don't know how to get past the T-Rex. If I jump out of the raft, I die. If I go under the T-Rex and try to like dash under him, he eats me. So I don't know what to do. It's either toss up between that one or Oddworld, Abe's Exodus, and I say Oddworld because I beat it a handful of times actually, but there was a special. It was like a I don't know if it was a secret ending or like what it was, but if you saved all 100 of the guys from the meatpacking plant, or like basically if you got a perfect score, right? None were killed. You saved all of them. There was something special, and there was always this one who was in a secret room, right? That was one of the things that the Oddworld series did, similar to Mario, is that there was these secret rooms. So like you just walk across a screen and get to a ledge, and normally you'd think I have to jump over this ledge, otherwise I'd die. Some of the ledges, if you walked up to them and pressed down on the D-pad, you would actually like climb down and hang down. It was like it was similar to a Lost Sector or some of the Mario like pipe rooms you'd go into that have like a thing.
Or you go behind the black screen or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There's some like difficult stuff in there, and there's like guys you have to rescue. Some of them it was like a real easy thing. You know, you figure out the combination or switch and like it kills all the enemies in the room or activates the traps and it switches to the enemies. On other ones, there's one like the one that I'm talking about. There was like 17 fucking layers. There were like meat saws in front of them and stun guns and all this other shit. And like armed guards. And I'm just like, damn, what did this guy do? To get so locked in here. There's no way I'm saving him. Sorry, dude.
There's some old game on the PC that I could never beat. I can't find out what it's called. Is this it?
Command and Conquer or something?
No, it's Time Commando. There we go.
Time Commando.
Yeah. Could not beat that game ever. I always got to like the Japan world and I couldn't beat it. Look it up. It's a crazy ass old game. Gorilla Golf. Steve, did we answer this Absolute Zero question from last week? If you could fart in a jar and sell it to the general public, what would you call your product?
I
feel like we
don't think. You feel like we did? I didn't think we did.
I feel like we did. I thought somebody talked about it. Like the jar thing. I don't know.
Should we just keep bringing it up and not answering it?
I don't know if it was answered by everyone or if somebody just threw out an answer and we kind of moved on or got distracted. Because you know how that goes. Like, we don't have to bring out the Drifter, Tokyo Drift memes again because that'll go on.
Why don't you find a nice Japanese girl like every other white guy here? So not all of them work.
Oh, that's great.
Just reach for the first one. Gorilla Golf wants to know if you could have any movie get a well-made TV series, what would it be? Any movie that gets a well-made TV series. Does anybody have something that's jumping out at them right now?
Not particularly.
It's rumored to be happening. Star Wars, they're supposedly making a Mandalorian series. So
oh yeah,
I don't know
did hear about that.
Boba Fett or
Who's a Mandalorian?
Oh god.
Oh wait, she's the one who falls in love with Kirk after Frodo kills her husband. I love you, Scary. Damn. See, the fact, like games, we could go like all day.
Yeah.
Movies, though, I have been watching a lot of movies. Can you just continue to make Travelers? It's already a TV show, but I really like that show.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna. I want to say John Wick, but I feel like it'd be such a bad TV show.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's it
Like-
used to be that the TV shows were usually infinitely worse because you were restricted by censorship and whatever else. But now that we have Netflix, you can basically show super violent porn, and as long as it's not X-rated,
Yeah,
Netflix or somebody will pick it up.
Like John Wick 2, going into the story of like that secret society and all that stuff that was just kind of in the background of John Wick 1, where you're like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. He's got some secret society that can help him out to do stuff. Let's just move the plot along. Exploring that, I thought sucked.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, you're missing the point. I just want to see John Wick get revenge. Just, you could have literally remade the first movie, and I just would have been fine with it.
Yeah. I think for me, it would be the DC movies, because DC obviously does a better job at TV than they do movies. And if you made like gritty DC Aquaman, gritty DC Wonder Woman,
Batman.
like as their own series,
Hey, is Batman yet in that Gotham show?
no.
Okay,
He's probably
just
never going to be. But like that
Yeah,
kind of stuff, like Gotham, that show is great. I haven't
Batman's
watched
not
all
even
of it.
in it.
Right, Batman's not even in it. All the CW Arrowverse shows are great. If you like comic books, you like those shows because TV is a much better way of distributing visual comics than movies, in my opinion.
All right.
Serenity, make that into a TV show.
Yeah, give us a TV show
Just
from Serenity.
make more Firefly, please.
Please.
Yeah.
I could if we're going with comic book movies, man, X-Men, that all needs to be fucking remade so horribly because those movies were just
Yes,
they were
any
bad.
team up
Do you like
show.
Logan?
They-
Avengers, live action
I
Avengers, live action X-Men, live action Justice League would be great.
See, I liked Logan, and I even kind of liked the Wolverine. And even though X-Men Origins Wolverine had some truly horrible special effects and other stuff like that, the story that it followed was something that I kind of
The
like,
Wolverine,
followed-
and
I
where
was
he's in
kinda like, it's
Japan.
kinda good, you know.
Did I ever tell you
the
about
That one?
Wolverine? Yeah.
Yeah, that
Did I
one's
tell you
good.
about the
I like
first
that
time
one.
I saw the Wolverine movie in Japan? Like whatever, which one's that one?
The Wolverine.
Okay, the first time I saw it, it was before it was released, and none of the CG for his claws was in the movie.
That's hilarious.
It was great.
Oh my
So it's like infinitely more watchable when he's just like stopping short everywhere and nothing happens.
Oh my god.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't think of any movie that I want to be a TV show. Maybe Chronicle.
Yeah, and I would never actually want them to do it, but like Back to the Future could make a good TV show in theory.
What are you just gonna have him going back to the future every couple like episodes to solve something? You know what I mean? You're just like,
Yeah.
That sounds like the premise for the TV show Sliders, but time traveling versus dimensional traveling.
Fast
you know
and
what?
the
I'd like to
Furious.
see. I would like to see just Guy Ritchie make a TV show.
Yeah. Fast and Furious,
know.
dude. They could totally do Fast and Furious.
Glass.
Yeah.
Fast and
You mean the Unbreakable trilogy?
Yeah,
Like
I think
World?
that- yeah, honestly, I was trying to think of what other creator you would like to see just like mash all of their stuff into one world.
M. Night
And-
Shyamalan World, where it's just like all of that stuff is happening at once in the same universe
Dude,
as a
think
TV
about
show.
Guy Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Snatch, Rock and Rolla, Lock, Stock, like
These would
all
also
those
make amazing
characters.
video games.
yeah. Man,
The
nothing
Guy
makes you
Ritchie
feel
video
more
game?
badass than watching Guy Ritchie movies.
It'd just be Guy Ritchie GTA.
Look, I just want to see a bunch of sweaty, hunky dudes in slow motion with guns. Okay.
Right. Oh, BioWare needs to team up with Guy Ritchie to make a GTA style game.
Jesus, I couldn't imagine a Guy Ritchie video game. I feel like there wouldn't be enough to actually do in it. What's Fantasy Game Critic?
This is fantasy football, but for game releases. And I was thinking we might be able to do this as a community. You draft games that are coming out this year, and how they get rated is how you score points for your fantasy team.
Cool. So get in the Discord, talk to Steve about this Fantasy Game Critic, and also talk to me anywhere at Ben Malone. You can find what? Never mind. Go ahead, Steve.
You can find me everywhere. You can find me at Xanafan711.
Scott.
Slapshot Scott, the O's are zeros, mostly Twitter. Shout out to my clan as always, IAP, and the Bads community. Thanks for sticking around and playing games with us and stuff. Everybody
Yeah.
go buy Titanfall. It's $10 in the PSN store, please.
Go play it with this man. Remember, band of the week is Damper. Damperband.bandcamp.com. And until next week, we'll see you in the season of the Drifty Boy.
Yep. Be the light you want to see in others.
You're moving up in life. Elevate your company.
All right, we're going to end clap.
Yeah. All right, ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Cool. Let's raid somebody.
Here's another Drifter quote. Look at all those people down there. They follow the rules. For what? They're letting fear lead them.
We're in Blue Moxie, everybody. Go say hi to Blue. He's playing Anthem. Figured it was fitting. So,
This is the anthem. Throw all your hands up.
Ugh, God.
all right. Peace out, y'all. Thanks for hanging out.